like I told you yesterday, we're going to start reading the Odyssey soon, but we need to understand, or maybe it's the Iliad, one of the two, maybe both. We need to learn about the Greek gods and goddesses in order to help us understand easier some of the things that go on in the Odyssey and in the Iliad, because a lot of it has to do with the Greek gods and goddesses. Do you have a question? It's not loading? Okay. Charlotte says put it in Cami. Anybody else having trouble loading it? No? Okay. You might have to help her, Charlotte. I'm going to pull up a handy little screen thing. Okay. So as soon as we get that taken care of, we will do this. Okay, so we want to talk here about classical mythology is what we're really talking about, guys. So classical means it's relating or belonging to the ancient Greeks or Romans or their cultures, okay? So what you need to fill in is Greeks or Romans, or Greeks and Romans. So that's what classical, when we're talking about classical mythology, because mythology can be of different time frames. We have there's American mythology too, or mythology that's created around a whole story setting. Or like you could be referring to the mythology of Star Wars, talking about the mythology of the Jedi or something like that. And you can make references that way. But when we're talking about classical mythology, we are talking about the ancient Greeks or Romans, okay? Or anything when we say classical, we're talking about the ancient Greeks or Romans or their culture. All right, do we have that? Okay, so, come on. So classical mythology, so myth is a traditional story about heroes or supernatural beings. Oops. Often attempting to explain the origins of nature or aspects of human behavior. Okay, so myth is a traditional story about heroes or supernatural beings, often attempting to explain the origins of nature or aspects of human behavior. Do any of you have any Native American in your heritage? Okay, some of you do. There is Native American mythology. A lot of their stories, they have creation myths. They have myths about how things are in nature. David or William, did you start to say something?
I was stretching.
Oh, you were stretching. Okay, all right. But yeah, junior year with American literature, we usually talk about some of the Native American stories, their mythology and their creation stories and things like that. And that falls under the outline of mythology. It's also about heroes, supernatural beings. It's done to explain why things work this way. The Native Americans have a creation myth that believes that the world was created on the back of a turtle, a giant turtle, okay? And that there were twins that fought and fell to earth, something like that. It's been a long time since I taught it.
Off.
What?
You're way off. The twins are the moon and the sun.
In Native American mythology?
Well, also in Greek, but yeah.
But yeah,
A bunch of mythologies.
Yeah, but they fought.
Yeah, so they're doing great too. But yeah, but
Yeah.
mythologies have twins for the moon and sun.
Yeah. I said there were twins involved in it that had fought at some point. I may not have been right about them falling to Earth, but yeah, there's the turtle's back and there's something with twins. But it's been several years since I taught that. Okay, so classical mythology. Okay, two kinds of mythology: the Greek and the Roman mythology. All right. That's what we're talking about here with classical mythology. So we've got classical referring to the Greek or the Roman culture. We've got myths, these stories to explain things that has heroes and supernatural beings. And so then we have two kinds of the classical mythology, the Greek mythology and the Roman mythology. William, are you the one that said you've read all the Percy Jackson books?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had the first set, and we were dealing with the Greek gods. Then you get into the second set,
which is Roman, and now you have Apollo.
Okay. Is Apollo part of that?
Yes, Apollo is the Greek god's son.
Right, but is he part there? So there's a new set of stories.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I believe it's on book 5.
Okay, because I stopped somewhere in the Roman ones. I didn't get any farther than that.
The Apollo is like a carry on to the Roman.
Okay.
Because Apollo kind of caused the whole shebang right there.
How old's Percy at this point?
18.
Okay. All right. So you've got your introduced. So the Roman gods and the Greek gods. What we'll find out is that the Romans really borrowed a bunch of the Greek gods. Okay. Actually, they just have a different name.
He's actually like 17.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's look then at. So we have this. Let's look at the Greeks now specifically. The Greeks were something we called polytheists, meaning they believed in multiple gods. All right. Polytheists. Okay. They believed in many gods or multiple gods. You can say however you want. All right. Man was not master of his own destiny or fate. Okay. Man was like a pawn in a chess game. Yeah, the chess game of the gods. Okay. That's what they believed. The Greeks believed in many gods, meaning they were polytheist. That's what that term means. They also, the Greeks believed that man was not master of his own destiny or fate, and that he was a pawn in a giant chess game of the gods. That's what they thought. Now, guys, if you think you're not master of your own fate, what does that kind of give you then? Does that like give you a break for things going wrong? I mean, that's how I've always thought that, well, they're just like, oh, it's not our decisions, it's the God's decisions. I always thought that was kind of a bit of a cop-out, if you believed. But that's just me. But that was their belief system, that they were not in charge of their own destiny or their own fate. Okay? So no matter what, the gods were in charge. All right. Go to the next slide. Oh, come on. There we go. So, again, we're continuing on with the Greeks. They believed that man could not control his own fate, but he could control how he reacted to the gods interfering or meddling. So, he could control how he reacted. He or she. to the gods interfering or meddling. And how someone reacted to the gods was an important character quality. So I guess it wasn't so much a cop-out because they could control how they reacted, and they saw that as a strength. Your reactions to how the gods interfered was, if you did it well, if you handled it well, that was considered a strength. Okay? So you couldn't control your own fate, but you could control how you reacted to it. And how you reacted was an important character quality. Okay? How you handled all of that was considered an important character quality. So we have that down. Okay, anybody still writing this part in? No? All right. So, common traits of the gods. They had a lot of human qualities, like conniving. They were conniving, meaning, what does it mean if you're conniving? Kind of like working together. Oh, let's do this, and they're making plans and so forth. And they were quarrelsome, like siblings quarreling. And there was jealousy and okay, lovely human traits they have there. Okay, so they were conniving, meaning they would manipulate and they'd plot and plan. Okay, and they were quarrelsome. And a lot of them are, I mean, if you look at, well, when we get a little further into the Greek mythology, you had the top three gods, which were Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon. Okay. Zeus is considered the top god. And then he had two brothers, Poseidon and Hades. Okay. And then Zeus had a bunch of children, like Athena and Apollo and oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of them. And they would quarrel with each other, and they, according to the stories, and they'd be jealous, and they'd fight and plot against each other, and they'd use humans as part of that. All right, they interfered in human affairs, and they were immortal. They lived forever. So I guess, you could say maybe they were bored with that immortal life, which is why they interfered in human affairs. All right. Hey, let's have some fun. Let's play around with the mortals. This one? This one. Oh, that looks like, I wonder if it's supposed to be Charybdis. I'm not sure. It looks like some kind of monster in the sea. Okay. Can you see? You see a man? Where?
Your second picture is wrong. It's not Greek at all.
This one isn't?
Mm-mm.
I didn't put those pictures together.
It's Egyptian.
Is it Egyptian? Oh, yeah, it does look Egyptian, doesn't it? Well, I think they were just looking up, I didn't put this together. Either Mrs. Matizak or Mrs. Dirth did. Yeah. Or they got it off of Teachers Pay Teachers, and somebody else put it together that we don't even know. Yeah. Yeah, this might be, it looks like some kind of sea monster. Okay. All right, so the next thing is the lifestyles of the gods. Ambrosia is the food of the gods. Nectar is a drink, yes.
This home of many gods.
This one. So ambrosia, food of the gods. Nectar, drink of the gods. And Olympus, Mount Olympus, is home to many of the gods. Okay. So ambrosia is the food, nectar is the drink, Mount Olympus the home. All right, do we have this? So whenever we hear them talking about nectar or ambrosia, these are the things we're talking about, or Mount Olympus. All right, now Mount Olympus. Here's the interesting thing. It was originally thought to be a real mountain, and then it came to be thought of as some floating mountain in the sky. I think in the Percy Jackson stories, that's what it's like. It's some, and there's like a stairway or elevator to it up in the sky. Yeah. If you saw the first movie, Percy and Annabeth or Annabelle? Is it Annabeth? Yeah, I think it's Annabeth. They end up going up to Mount Olympus to return the lightning bolt. So. Okay, so you don't have to write anything down in here, but here's what they think about, their idea of Mount Olympus. All right, so we're going to talk about some of them specifically. So the first one we have is Demeter. His Roman name is Ceres. Okay. Her Roman name, sorry. Oh, we've got that in. She's the goddess of corn and agriculture. Okay. Her moods affect the seasons. And she's the mother of Persephone. Looks like Persephone. Anybody know who Persephone is?
God of flowers.
Yes. And
Yes.
what is she famous for?
Being captured by Hades.
Yes. We'll talk about that. Yeah. So yeah, Demeter wasn't very happy about that her daughter was captured by, yes. Yes, you can do that. Just remind me to clean both desks. Okay. So Demeter, her Roman name is Ceres. Her Greek name is Demeter. That's what we have first, is the Greek name. So she's the goddess of corn and agriculture. Her moods affect the seasons. She's the mother of Persephone. Those are the important things about her. Okay, did you get this down, Madison? Okay. All right. So then, okay, so we're just going the opposite way with this. All right. So then we're just doing it again. Okay, she carries a sheaf of grain, and she is the sister of Zeus. All right, so we want to remember those things. I don't know why we had to do series twice, but oh well. But she does carry a sheaf of grain. She's the sister of Zeus. Remember, Zeus is the head god. I didn't remember them having sisters. I remembered the two brothers.
Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Demeter. Oh, and Heston.
Okay.
Heston was firstborn, then it was.
Okay.
Just jump up.
Okay. Well, yeah, because then Zeus is married to Hera, right?
The whole god and marriage thing is just.
Yeah, it's weird. They're all like.
But in retrospect, they don't have DNA.
They what?
They don't have DNA.
Oh, okay. All right. Madison, did you get this one down? Okay. All right. So next we have Hestia. Okay. Her Roman name is Vesta. I don't know. Something happened here and when it transferred. Let me just rewrite that. I'll put that here so you can see. It's Vesta. And she is the goddess of the home. It's cooking, domestic life, family, and hearth. Okay, those are the things that she is known for. Okay, her Roman name is Vesta. She's a goddess of the home. She's known for cooking, domestic life, or that's what she kind of rules over: cooking, domestic life, family, the hearth. Okay, hearth and home, we call it. Ooh, we got Dionysus next. Yeah, he's fun. I did like him in those Percy Jackson stories.
He's always a jerk.
Yeah. What? What did you say?
It looks like he's got like what is it? Flab abs.
A little bit, doesn't it? Abs, but they're flabby.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can we go on to Dionysus? Dionysus became known for representing theater too. All right. So he is the god. His Roman name is Bacchus. Oops. Forgot to put the. Come on. All right. So his Roman name is Bacchus. Bacchus. Okay. He is the god of wine and fertility, often known as the party god. Okay. Theater. He can tame wild beasts. He was granted the Midas touch.
The golden touch.
Yes.
Granted Midas the golden touch.
Oh, granted Midas, the Midas touch. Yeah, the golden touch. Yep. Also known as the Midas touch. Sorry, I misread that. But yeah, any of you that take theater, we talk about Dionysus, the ancient Greek theater, which is where theater as we know it today started. They started as rituals honoring Dionysus, okay? Because being the god of fertility wasn't just about human fertility. It was also about Demeter a little bit. I mean, she was the goddess of agriculture, but he was sort of the god of agriculture in some ways, because the grains had to be fertile, your lands had to be fertile, or that's what you needed and wanted. Your crops and your animals and so forth needed to grow and prosper, and so he kind of fit in with that too. Let's see. So, yeah, with theater, they had these ceremonies and these celebrations 2 or 3 times a year to honor Dionysus, that they had these theater festivals in, okay? So, he liked to drink and have a good time. All right. Ares, look at him. His Roman name is Mars.
God of war, also known as God of violence.
Yes. Okay. So he is the god of war. And none of the other gods like him much. He's handsome and cruel. Anybody see Wonder Woman? The movie Wonder Woman? Who was she battling? Ares. Yeah. Ares was causing more destruction. He wasn't the only reason, but he was there mixing things up. Let's see. One other thing about Ares, he was defeated in battle by, anybody know? Hercules. Hercules is not a full god. He's a
He's
half.
a half god.
He's a half
Oh,
god.
no, that makes him a demigod.
A demigod, yeah.
But he actually returned to God when he died.
Yeah. But yeah, he was always considered just a half, okay? Because Zeus was his father, but a mortal woman was his mother.
Well, that story was fun.
Yeah. Now Disney changed that story.
Yeah,
If you ever saw the Disney version of Hercules, they changed it. They told some version of it where he actually belonged to Hera, but somebody came along and took out part of his god power.
No.
Actually, that was a god.
That was in Disney. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's been forever since I saw that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but he was defeated in the myths, he was defeated in battle by Hercules. Okay. Now here's a fun one.
Actually, pretty much everything was defeated by Hercules.
Yeah. I don't know if these are supposed to be Ares or if they're supposed to be Hercules. I don't know. Let's talk about Hephaestus.
God of the Forge and
His Roman name is Vulcan.
It's fire and
Yeah, fire and the forge. Okay. Let's do that in orange. He is the one who would make their weapons. Yeah, he's like a blacksmith. He is the only ugly god, poor man. And he's the husband of Aphrodite.
Well, that kind of wasn't his fault.
That he was ugly?
Hera having herself with no other help.
Yeah, so he's the one that's considered ugly, the ugly god.
He kind of had a screwed bird.
Yeah.
And then he got thrown up. Then he got thrown up from the Mount Olympus.
Okay.
Yes, that's pretty much how God treated her.
Yes, Aphrodite is considered the most beautiful. So you've got the ugliest god paired up with the most beautiful god. Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Yes. So he's the husband of Aphrodite. Okay. These are nice pictures of him. A little Thor-like, isn't he, with his big hammers. All right. Also, a little bit more about Hephaestus. He constructed palaces and armor. He created Pandora, who in Greek mythology was the first woman, and he was crippled.
That second one's not right.
Pandora?
Yeah, it's not right.
No? I am going by what
He made Pandora's box.
Okay. I'll have to look it up.
A Titan made the first human.
Okay.
Prometheus, that's who made it. Shut up.
Okay. It's okay.
This is
It's
like
okay.
this is like the one thing that I'm only getting.
That you love? Yeah. Okay.
I kind of corrected.
Okay. Like I said, I didn't make this. Just so you know, I'm just going, and I know some Greek mythology, but it's been many years since I studied it at any length. And even then, I don't think I studied it at this depth. Next, we have Hebe. I don't remember studying Hebe. Her Roman name is Juventus.
I thought she was
Well, she probably.
Actually, she's not, but sure.
That means she like stare into my soul.
Yeah, I don't think she is. She may have been made a goddess at some point. I don't know, but she's.
Yeah, no.
No.
So considered the goddess of youth, Juventus. Okay. She married Hercules. She was the cupbearer of the gods. She served them ambrosia and nectar. So she was god adjacent, we could say. Okay. And guys, you will find when you look at different sources, they'll tell you different things about these people, these characters. And then it also gets confusing because they have a Roman name and they have a Greek name, and it's all sort of tied in together. And then we have Artemis. Her Roman name is Diana, goddess of the moon and the hunt. You like her the best?
Her hair was supposed to sudden death.
She's usually dressed in buckskin, carrying a bow and arrows, and her arrows mean sudden death. Yep. Okay. What? Because I think she also revered them. Okay.
Please. Actually, that's not deer.
What is it?
It's stag. It's actually a female. It's actually a female there. I think, but yeah. It's female.
Okay.
No.
Well,
not really.
buckskin.
It's supposed to be cold.
Buckskin doesn't necessarily always come from a buck.
True. No, but I know what I'm saying.
Deer
The
skin.
deer in this-
Okay,
the deer in
okay.
this- The deer in this statue is actually a sacred animal.
Yeah. Because they did consider them sacred. It wasn't, I don't think that she ever promoted just hunting for the sake of hunting. Yes. Okay. Guys, hey, let me just say something. So maybe the pictures, again, I didn't choose them, and whoever created this was just trying to find the best they could of a representative picture. So whether we have a stag or a doe in the picture. All right. But thank you, Michael. Thank you, William. Thank you, David. Thank you all. All right. All right. This is Artemis. Her Roman name is Diana. Oh, this is the same one. We're still just more information about her. Okay, she's the twin sister of Apollo. We have a lot about Artemis or Diana and Apollo. She's the lady of the wild things also. So you've got more information about her. Yeah, that's a lovely picture there.
Is there anything wrong with that picture?
No.
What?
Is that flowers in her hair?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Look how the bow goes along with the moon.
It's so pretty.
It is. It's a lovely picture. Yeah. She's the lady of the wild thing.
Are we gonna read a book about her? Was she married?
I don't think Diana ever married that I can remember, or Artemis.
She's a maiden.
Yeah. I believe in mythology she was never wed. All right. She's very independent. All right, let's talk about Persephone. Okay. I'm not really sure how to pronounce her Roman name. It looks like Proserpine, but it was probably Proserpine or something like that. But that just sounds crazy. So she is the goddess of spring. Oh, let's make her green. Okay. She spends half the year in in the underworld, Hades. Because, whoops.
So does she spend her childhood with her mom?
No, half of the year, like 6 months she's in Hades and 6 months she's up on Earth.
from in first year.
Annabelle.
Annabeth? Yeah. Her mother is Aphrodite,
No,
right?
No, Athena.
Athena, sorry. Athena.
I don't know, that's one thing I would have looked out about.
Sorry. I knew it was one of the A's. Of course, most of them are. Spends half the year in Hades, the underworld, and half on Earth. All right. All right, let's see. Oh, this is also about Persephone. Her Roman name, she was kidnapped by Hades. And later made the goddess or the queen of the underworld. Okay, I think that's the end of it, isn't it?
Does she like being the queen of the underworld?
Not really sure.
That's funny.
She probably doesn't mind being a queen, but not of the underworld. Yes, I would like you to submit this, okay? Everybody get these up. Okay. We have about 8 minutes left. I need to clean your desk. You also need to do the other, if you haven't yet, the Meet the Greek Gods activity. It has some more depth to it. I think it talks about Zeus and Hercules and some of the others that this one didn't cover. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this off of here. And I need to clean your desks. And happy Friday, everybody. Oh, I'm going to stop this. Okay.